afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, December 8, 2024. Well, that's 3:15 p.m. Eastern. The choiceless truth of who you are is revealed to be permanently here, permeating everything. Not a thing, not separate from anything. Gagaji. We realize that eventually everyone will come to the awareness of who and what we truly are in these bodies. And we'll know that then it's like you will be in the driver's seat instead of the back seat. And once that occurs, then everything shifts permanently. You wake up one morning and you have an epiphany, that deep, profound comprehension that you are not this body. You're not the body. And you feel that deeply. You also begin to comprehend that you know that you are something else. Maybe the God, in your own way of thinking. Maybe pure consciousness. Maybe source creator. There's a list of different labels we put on who and what we are. Names, our civilization is really heavily into names and labels. So when we become aware, and we have that relationship that we establish with who and what we really are, then we don't move on this planet in the way we used to, in negativity at times, frustration, irritation, anxiety, stress, worry, fear. Though all of those, they do play their role, obviously. Without fear, you wouldn't have courage. Or would you? Would you just jump right into courage? Now, knowing that you do not, who you really are, truly are, you don't die. The body is temporary. You begin to embrace that more and more, that I know this body's temporary. And that's why we do everything we can to take care of the body. Because without the body, we wouldn't be able to experience what we experience. No matter how powerful we are. It's the gods that we are. Without physical form, material physical world, what do? Not much. Not much. See, this is why we're constantly experiencing material physical form. And it's why we're creating everything in that material physical form. Our limits are lifted because when ego is lost, limit is lost. We become infinite, kind, and beautiful. Yoga Vijan. And there's two worlds, okay? There isn't just one, there's two. There's the world of not knowing and unawareness that most of us experience in the material physical world. Not knowing, okay? And we know that the majority of us on this planet are in that world of not knowing. Some of us are in the other world. The other world is knowing. Knowing who and what we are. Becoming more and more embracing and deeper within ourselves to discover more and more about who and what we are. The awareness grows because we become more aware. And becoming more aware, we begin to comprehend who and what we are. And then when we do that, then we start embracing the gods that we are. It's like we were all taught, and different, mostly in the direction that you kneel and you look up. You kneel to something outside of you, right? And you look up at what? It's because you're told or programmed to believe that, how many people have pointed to the sky and it was because of God up there. And we're not, and it's surprising that that more of us aren't just, sharing that, and I'm not talking about religion. Religion won't exist on this planet in the near future. But when we talk about the knowing, awareness, those of us that know that when we pray to the God that we are. Right? If we're going to worship something, we worship the God that we are. And it can never be said enough or shared enough is that within us is the kingdom of God, the heaven, the God, source creator, and on. And on and on and on. Why is it that the majority of us seek that which is outside of us, believing that that will give us peace and we will find the truth? It's because it's the way we've been taught. So when we're taught that way, it's what we believe. And what we believe, we create. It's like when you get into a negative mood, could be anything that sparks it. Could be a little trivial thing, and then it gains momentum. You were aware that you had stepped into that, right? And you were aware what it is. It's coming from you. It's coming from the ego mind, and you know this, and you step into it. And you know what negativity is, and you know what those low frequencies are, and you say to yourself, no, thank you. I'm not going to go there. And then you shift immediately into the now, and to peace, gentleness, kindness, and generosity of oneself. And it's recognizing that each of us, we identify and we figure it out. We're not in the dark, so to speak. And to learn how to step back in any situation. It's like whatever you're resisting, whatever you're fighting, whatever you're judging, whatever you're hating, and see that actually it is just a bunch of thoughts. That's all it is. Isn't it amazing what we do with our thoughts? But all of that is just a bunch of thoughts. Our problems ultimately boil down to ideas that are ultimately passing through the synapses of our brain. Whatever wrong thing you think is happening out there is always happening primarily inside your mind, in here. The more resistance, judgment, and anger you've built up around this particular idea out there, the greater the joy you'll feel when you shift your relationship with it inside yourself and move on. The moment we learn how to let go of being right about how horrible something or someone is, we discover how good it feels to be wrong. Life always provides the perfect climax at the end. Always go, when you're to release a negative mood, always return to the source of who and what you spiritually are. Truly, who and what are you? And we should be choosing to spend a lot of time with this and not just kind of run over it. You ask yourself, are you your name? Are you what others think of you? Or just this physical body filled with what? Muscles, blood, bones, and and emotionality. Perhaps there's a deeper spiritual aliveness that is real inside all of us. When you believe that you are your thoughts, then ask yourself, there's got to be something. Like, who and what is watching and listening to them go by? It gets, for some people, the mind's not going to be able to comprehend that. But through the heart, mind, and the God that you are, the watcher is the real you. We're none of these thoughts. We're not any of these thoughts. We end up becoming too close to our thoughts. And we get overly identified with them. In the very moment we return to who and what we are, this pure consciousness, conscious witness, who abides at the very source of thought, we are home free. Practice truly, deeply, relaxing fully into your body so that there is no tension hiding inside you anywhere. And when we can fully relax inside, we become deeply aware beings again. It is easy to see how insignificant and fleeting thoughts actually are. You ever been anywhere, you see something 1 minute, next minute you look back, it's gone. It's like a snap of the fingers. 1 minute it's there, next minute it's gone. And when our bodies are relaxed, we can see how fleeting each thought is and how easy it is to completely change them. No matter how many of us, ignore this, as many do, the more we can feel into the spiritual truth of who and what we are, we naturally pull back our attention to our real selves. It feels good. That's why we do it. So we naturally do it. Our spiritual nature takes care of us, and we can effortlessly enjoy life, which means we have stopped dwelling on the lower frequencies, on the negativities. Our bad mood turns around, and we see the beauty in everything. And we are grateful for life again, even for the opportunity to shift out of this negative space. We appreciate love and enjoy this simple experience of being alive. We understand that if we cannot see God, we cannot see God at all. It's like I've said, when you look at anything on this planet, you look at a beach front, sun setting on the ocean, mountain range, sun setting on the mountains. Something that you just are at awe and you want to take a picture of it, right? Most of us will say how beautiful it is. There's a few of us that will say, that is the God that I am. When you look at something and you say, look at how beautiful that is, you're missing it all. When you look at something and say, that is the God that I am, you're in sync. Now, when we say that, love everything and everyone, and a lot of people go, how the heck do you do that? It's like if you went up to somebody, just in conversation, and you said, what is fear made of? What do you think they would do? Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Also. Why do we have fear? That's because we don't know who and what we are. Our lives are absolutely meant to be a magical manifesting adventure. That's it. That's what they're designed to do and be. In order to experience our greatest magic, power, and freedom, we must first be totally free from the grasp. And, we talk about fear because it is so prevalent on this planet. And when your heart is truly fearless, your soul trusts that it's safe to perpetually open up to life. And nothing feels impossible for you. You can ask anything of this universe, and it is not too much. Fearless being is the most desired, empowered, and beautiful being in this entire universe. Whatever their heart desires instantly begins to manifest into this world. When we're fascinated, right? We all know what fascination is, right? And we're fascinated about something. We're curious. When the majority of us begin to gravitate towards, why is this? Why am I feeling this way? What is this about? And what am I learning? What is it teaching me? Most of us won't do that. In fact, 99.99% of us won't do it. But when we start to embrace that, we unravel things that on surface value, it looks ominous and it looks bad, scary, frightful, however you want to put it. But then when we sit there and say, wait a minute, I'm going to go inside this. I want to look at this and really, really embrace it to see just exactly what it is. And when we do that, we find out that there's nothing there. It was all an illusion. Our thoughts are illusions that we create into reality. And this is why in these meditations we find a comfortable place. We relax into the body. We're still as a statue. And we focus on our breath rising and falling. Well, that's not yet. You're not doing anything. You see how we're trained. Being is doing. Because What we came here to do is enjoy life and experience it and create that for ourselves. What we do through curiosity, life takes us into higher states of expansion. Now, when we're not that way, and, we have certain thoughts come in, and then expansion instead of deeper limiting sensations of contraction. Fascination makes us become more open, relaxed, and receptive to the magic that is all around us. We naturally want to dive into life, this life, the one we have now, and experience each being you meet with endless wonder, curiosity. And this creates more intimacy. You see how we've taken so many things for granted. Not that we do it on purpose. We just get in the habit of doing. We take so many things for granted. It's like when you meet somebody, it's like, oh, okay. Instead of, wow, here's someone new I haven't met before. I'm so curious about them. Not nosy, curious. You want to know about them. You want to know, who they are as far as how they live their lives and everything. And that's our curiosity. And what happens to us is that we allow our thoughts to take front and center stage. Not only that, we allow our thoughts to guide us. And since those thoughts are kind of immersed in the goopiness, in the negative realm, negativity, you've heard me say, learn how to ride the hungry tiger instead of being eaten by it. Then, when you have done that by your own choosing, you will actually enjoy everything about life again. Some way, shape, form, or another in this life, we are all running away from ourselves. Yet, whatever parts we are running away from, haven't you noticed, we always end up becoming what we run towards at some point in this lifetime or the next. So when we learn how to embrace our fear, we love our fear, and we will form a deeper spiritual respect for life. Life is not serious. Okay? It was not meant for us to take life seriously. The moment we start seeing life as non-serious, a playfulness, all the burden on our heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. You could say one starts living with a very light weight, almost no weight. So weightless, one becomes, one can fly in the open sky. It's a great quote from Osho. It's very true. We take this life, we're taught, let's put it that way, we're taught to look at this life as serious. Take life serious. Why aren't you taking this more seriously? It's temporary. It isn't our main focus. Our focus is to enjoy life. Say, can you enjoy life when you're always serious about life? Not really. Well, you've got responsibilities. You have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. It's temporary. It's for our entertainment. It really is. You know, we're all pure consciousness. We're all gods. However you want to label it. We're pure. We're divine perfection. And so, like anything, all right, what we do is we create physical, material things so that we can experience them. If when you're out of the body, okay, do you pinch yourself and does it hurt? No. Do you feel pain? No. Do you ever feel pain? No. Do you bleed? No. Do you heal? No. Do you laugh? Do you cry? Do you make love? Do you have sex? Do you have any of those? No. Now when you begin to, your curiosity, right? So you're looking at this. And the difference, this brings us closer to the gods that we are in the body, more than you could ever imagine. And we have this comparison. And it also brings us more to the awareness of what? Gratitude, being really grateful that we have a body to experience these things. This is why we do it. Outside the body, we don't have any of that. Inside the body, we experience all those things because we have the body. The emotionality of the body. The blood running through our veins, our arteries. Expression, excitement, sadness, happiness, fear, worry. We inherit all that. And we've set it up so that, okay, so then we learn about the ego mind, and then we learn about what it's about through our curiosity, right? We become more aware. And then we watch it. We leave it alone. We leave the mind, the ego alone. We practice going into the heart mind, the now. And we begin to the point we continually practice this because we want to know, because of our curiosity. We want to know. You know? And you can imagine what it's like for us gods when we're not in material physical form. And then when we are, then we basically are rediscovering. When we come in these material physical forms, we don't have any memory. So we rediscover. Now, if there are those who wish us not to discover that, what would they do? Well, they would reduce our age cycle greatly. So we would never have enough time to really, truly discover and embrace who and what we really are. See? Works, doesn't it? That's why it is so phenomenal that we do, the short time that we have in these bodies, is to discover who and what we are in these bodies. Unfortunately, you don't have much to go on, and because of how the programming is on this planet, it takes you away from that. It does. It takes you away from that. As far away as it can. And the key of it is what we're taught when we're very, 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 very young. And how we're guided. That is the nucleus of why everything is the way it is right now on this planet. Because none of us were ever taught the truth. Because none of us know the truth. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into the body. Focus on your breath rising and falling. Just for today, release every fear, every worry, and every thought of anxiety. Let them all drift away. There is nothing broken inside you. There is nothing to fear, nothing to avoid. You are already whole. You are sacred. You are a miracle. Your soul is created from the breath of the infinite. Your every cell and atom inside is pure stardust, singing a melody in the great cosmic symphony. When you pause and bow in reverence to the divinity flowing through you, the magical universe awakens within. In this remembering, you know you are not this body, nor this fleeting mind. You are the timeless soul, the eternal witness who sees it all. Simply by being your raw, radiant, real self, you become the greatest gift to the whole wide world. Your inner light is the flame that guides ever and always back home to love. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. And we'll return here Monday, December 9, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you nor outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.